If you want cheap PC games, Xbox Live codes, and a whole bunch more, then check out G2A, a link is in the description below. So for the past couple of days, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about Warzone, and specifically talking about the fact that Warzone has skill-based matchmaking. I think like an article from Charlie Intel talked about how Nadeshot, who's the owner of 100 Thieves, he's a very well-known YouTuber and a very well-known pro athlete when it comes to competitive Call of Duty. He's been around for years, so this guy's words do have weight. This guy has played Call of Duty for years. He's been involved in the Call of Duty scene for years. He's played competitively and professionally for a long time. So when he says that he doesn't like that Warzone has skill-based matchmaking, you kind of take it and go, interesting, because I think a lot of people feel like there is skill-based matchmaking in Warzone and just Modern Warfare in general that Activision and Infinity Ward are not addressing, and that more specifically is being tailor-made to make casual players have a better time, which by and large is the biggest portion of the Call of Duty players currently in Modern Warfare. I made a video about this a while ago talking about how Activision and Infinity Ward's huge gamble paid off. If you guys missed that video, I'll try to link it in the description below, but to give you guys a quick recap of that video, I talked about how Activision and Infinity Ward basically took a huge gamble by tailoring this game, Modern Warfare, to the casual player. Their skill-based matchmaking, the map design, pretty much everything was made so that the casual player could go in, have fun, not get destroyed by anyone, and I think that a lot of people agree that Modern Warfare is one of the strongest skill-based matchmaking games from any COD. Like, you can feel how strong the skill-based matchmaking is in this game. And you know, there's been multiple people who have played with people who are not that great. They absolutely destroy lobbies, and then when they play by themselves, they don't do that well in multiplayer. So I think the general consensus is that there is strong skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare. And you know, they did a lot of that on purpose because they want the casual fans who are coming in for the free content that was added, the free maps, the free modes, the free DLC, all of that stuff. They really made this game for casual people to come in. The only thing that wasn't made for casuals would be if they made this a free-to-play, because they would have a lot of people playing free-to-play Modern Warfare multiplayer and campaign. But again, they needed to make some money off this. They gambled on it. They made a lot of money off the fact that the battle pass is there for people to buy. A lot of casuals are playing this game. By and large, the most casuals that we've had in any Call of Duty ever. It's actually kind of crazy how many casuals are playing Modern Warfare right now. The amount of people who log in every day, the amount of people who play over an hour, it's kind of crazy. Look at the numbers that were released by Activision. This is the best game when it comes to casual interaction, when it comes to people jumping on. The numbers they're getting, even for microtransactions, of any recent current generation in Call of Duty. This is actually kind of crazy that this is true. But again, the tailor-made experience for the casual fans was made because they wanted to keep the casuals, and they wanted the game to grow through the casuals and kind of set aside the hardcore players who have been around for years. And so it worked for multiplayer. Lo and behold, they release a free-to-play battle royale game mode that has over 35 million players to date from the release. So in about 15 days, they've had 35 million players. And all of the hardcore players are starting to realize that, hey, this is actually a very sweaty mode. There's a lot of really good players out there. And you know what? Maybe there is skill-based matchmaking in Warzone. But if we take the public stance that we have gotten from Infinity Ward, which they have said openly and on the record that all high player count modes like Ground War and Battle Royale and Plunder are all not based off skill-based matchmaking, or that there is no skill-based matchmaking because the player count is too big and they're trying to get as many people as they can into the lobbies, and if they focused on skill-based matchmaking, that they wouldn't be able to populate those lobbies quickly and it would take forever. And when they say that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, because if they were adding prerequisites, so who can get into the lobby and waiting for a certain criteria, then obviously the lobbies would take longer to load in. And so it kind of does make sense, their explanation for saying why they don't have skill-based matchmaking. But at the same time, when you have 35 million players, and now you have a lot of Call of Duty based channels and streamers who are saying that there is skill-based matchmaking. I saw Noah J mention this. I saw HollowPoint mention this as well, that I think HollowPoint even told me that he was playing with his nephew and his brother-in-law, and when he would have his brother-in-law host a lobby, and his brother-in-law is not the greatest player, that he would go into Battle Royale for Warzone and absolutely destroy everyone, that he was absolutely destroying bots. And so who knows? Maybe there is skill-based matchmaking. We did have a test done by XRAYZ and also by Drifter, and they said that there is skill-based matchmaking, but that it's done over the course of 5 games. So if you do really well for 5 games, then it just puts you in lobbies with a whole bunch of other sweaty ass people. Then you do terrible for about 5 games, then it kind of puts you in an easier lobby. So that was kind of like the analysis or the data that they got back from their testing, and that might be something. Like, I understand the narrative that Activision and Infinity Ward is giving us, specifically Infinity Ward, that it's impossible to add skill-based matchmaking because then it would take forever to load up the lobbies if they're trying to shift around and pick the right people. But I think that they're smart enough to where they have an algorithm that's based off one thing mostly, like maybe your score per minute or maybe your kill death ratio, or how many wins you've gotten, and they make it so that you face other people. I mean, Fortnite started adding skill-based matchmaking, people hated it, and you know, that still loads up pretty quick. So it doesn't really surprise me if they're saying that there is no skill-based matchmaking, but there actually is, and you know, it's actually pretty strong. We all saw how there was like problems loading lobbies when this mode first came out, and it might just be that they were testing out the skill-based matchmaking and getting all that underway. So I don't know if I can 100% believe when they say that there is none, but I think that there might be some sort of it, maybe not some huge heavy one, but if any indication from multiplayer, it might be a real thing. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I personally think that there is skill-based matchmaking in Battle Royale in Warzone. But I don't know, I think there might also be a combination of a lot of us have played for years, a lot of players have been getting better at this game, a lot of people have been playing now long enough to where they're not complete idiots when they're playing, so it might just be a combination of everything. We might be getting into lobbies that has some slight skill-based matchmaking, and we're facing players who would otherwise be trash before, but now they've played so well that they're doing well. We're getting older as a fan base. We're not as good as we used to be before. So I think there's a lot of factors. I think it could go either way, where it's a mixture of both. We're not as good as we used to be. Players are getting better, and maybe there is some sort of skill-based matchmaking. But I think there is. My opinion, I think there is. I don't think that, you know, it's going to be that much trouble for them to separate people with certain KDs or wins or score per minute and put them all together that quickly, because if they have a pool of 35 million, they're able to pull those in my opinion, rather quickly. Or maybe, you know, I don't think it's based off level, but maybe it's based off level. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but this is a hot topic. A lot of people are talking about it, and I wanted to discuss it a little bit. I do think that skill-based matchmaking does kill the mode for hardcore players. I don't think it does it for casual. I think that they expected the casuals to stick around, and they obviously have, given the numbers that they have released for multiplayer and microtransactions. A lot of those guys play online, and if they're not getting destroyed, then they're going to continue to play. You know, if they're not the best players and they're not getting absolutely pwn star every single game, every single lobby, every single day, then they're going to come back and play because they're having a good time. So it's going to come at our expense. The people who have been playing for the longest, who have decent, you know, skill. I'm not even that good, honestly. I'm probably with the noobs. But, you know, anyone who's a decent player is going to be suffering from this because they're good players and they're going to be playing against other good players. But guess what? Just like you're breaking barely even a 1 KD or like slightly over a 1 KD, those casual players are doing the exact same thing against other casual players, and they're okay with it because they're not getting absolutely destroyed. And I think that's what Infinity Ward is going for. You go into there with a casual fan base playing Battle Royale. They're having fun. They're winning some matches. They're losing others. It's not the highest skill level in those lobbies. And they're retaining those people, those free-to-play people who are checking it out and not getting destroyed. And it's a smart move. It is a smart business move from Infinity Ward, obviously at the cost of the vocal minority, which is us who have been playing for years. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, drop a like on the video. It's super appreciated and incredibly helpful. And if you are new to the channel, if you want to see even more content like this, I'm going to have a lot more Call of Duty Modern Warfare content coming. So make sure you guys are subscribed and have notifications on so you don't miss a single upload. Make sure you hit that notification, set it to all notification, guys, because it's wonky. So make sure you have it set to all. Join the notification gang. And then last but not least, if you guys want to talk about anything, Twitter is literally the best place to do so. Go ahead and give me a follow over there at OGXRAYZ. You guys have an awesome day. Take care. I'm out. Peace.